Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Harrison High School here in Evansville at Romaine Stadium, right off Lloyd Expressway in beautiful Evansville, Indiana, for Week 2 of the Indiana High School football season. Tonight, your Jasper Wildcats here on 18 WJTS are on the road to face SIAC opponent Evansville Harrison. Now, good evening, everyone. Again, I am Caleb Knepp. I'm here joined by color commentator Jared Atkins for the first time. Good evening, Jared.
Hey, Caleb. Thanks. It's going to be exciting. First time calling a game with you.
Absolutely. So my debut calling football was last week, and now we've got a secondary debut for Jared this week. Are you excited?
I'm excited. We've made some magic in my first week in the WBDC studios, so why not see if we can put that to good use for JTS?
Absolutely. So we've got a couple of 0-1 teams tonight looking to get their first win. Jasper last week, as you all saw, fell to a very tough Evansville Memorial team, 30-13 at
Hard loss.
Yeah,
tough
loss. Jasper definitely didn't play their best game. That's just part of it. Week 1, a lot of false starts, a lot of penalties. They didn't help themselves, but Memorial's a very formidable team. Great offense. I mean, they had one of the best quarterback wide receiver duos I've seen in a long time.
You and I watched that game back this week in prep for me calling my first game here, and it looked like Memorial was really hitting on all cylinders.
And yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, Matthew Fisher, the junior quarterback, committed to Indiana to play baseball, I believe. He's really, had a nice arm, was accurate all night long. I mean, he was finding Luke Elsperman, at will. And Jasper did a great job against the run.
They did. They
really slowed them down, forced Memorial to beat them through the air, and unfortunately, Memorial just had all the answers to the air that night. When you've got that talented of a quarterback, and it wasn't just Elsperman as a receiver. They had a full room of receivers that could, go out and make plays. So, Jasper had it was a tough task to play Memorial last week, Week 1. Now, looking back to last year, Memorial in Jasper in Week 1, Jasper absolutely pummeled them. I believe it was 34-10. Obviously, Memorial came back, beat them in the postseason last year, and, got their revenge on them. And then this year, they reversed the script Week 1. It was Memorial all over Jasper. Now, remember back to last year, everybody. Jasper hosted Evansville Memorial at home, and Jasper really had a tough night, many turnovers, and ended up losing to what I called a sneaky Harrison team. They only won 3 games on the year, but you watched them. They passed the eye test. They had the athletes, as far as, not quite up there with the top, competitors in the SIAC, but as far as the, much better than, the bottom feeders that year. So kind of a middle-of-the-pack team that just kind of snuck up and got the Wildcats that night. So Jasper's, they have to be thinking, we can't lose this one this year because,
What do you think, the Wildcats just took the field here to a surprising reaction. We were well-traveled tonight.
Yes.
Go ahead. They're going to be without Heil tonight.
Yeah, so no Griffin Heil. He is out for the season reportedly.
How's that going to
torn
affect
ACL.
things?
Well, you've got your Indiana State commit, your right tackle. With the way Jasper plays, you've got the way they run that triple option. You have got to have a good offensive line because your whole, scheme is predicated on, winning at the line of scrimmage. Well, if you lose a guy that talented for the year, and, you really hate to see it for the senior, but thankfully for him, at least he's going to have, future playing football, and that's not the end of his story as it would be for a lot of seniors. But it's tough for this team because they do have to replace, a Division I level right tackle. But we'll see what happens. Looking at the depth chart, we're really not for sure exactly who the Wildcats will throw out there. But whoever it is, we know Jasper, traditionally a pretty deep team. So I expect that offensive line to still be very solid. But, again, it's tough. Also, the Wildcats will be without Tyler Atkins tonight. He is not out for the season, though. We're not for sure the extent of his injury, but we do know that he will be out tonight at least. So it's going to be interesting. Of course, Jasper without a couple of guys. That's football, though. It's as simple as that. That's football. It's how you respond to that. That's what makes that's what separates a good team from a great team.
The Warriors definitely with a home field advantage here. As you've seen this beautiful high school stadium here came alive when they came out of the tunnel there.
Absolutely, and I'm really excited for you because you're going to continue to do this, and you're going to see a lot of these nice.
Well, that depends on how well it goes tonight.
Oh
Caleb.
no, you're doing great. You're doing great.
I passed the radio test on air all this week. Let's see how I pass the play-by-play test here.
Absolutely. Well, you're going to do great, and we've already started off this very well. But you're going to get to see some of the very nice, football facilities here in Evansville. Unfortunately, as I mentioned,
not the Wrights Bowl.
Not the Wrights
Bowl.
Bowl
We will
this
be
year.
home next week against Wrights.
Yeah. Now, however, though, never know. They could end up traveling there for sectional. I believe those are 2 sectional opponents. So it's one of the best. I mean, that's arguably the best high school football facility in Indiana and one of the best in the country.
So, not to cut you off, but I kind of did.
You're good. Go ahead.
This is unedited TV here. What do you know about this Harrison team? I know we figured out midweek I was going to help you kind of call the game, so I didn't have a lot of time to prep. A gritty team from what I'm kind of seeing across social media
It's
here?
really tough to tell. Last year they came out and surprised Jasper. They made some plays down the stretch in a game that, Jasper probably should have won. But this is that was a sneaky good team last year. This year it's hard to tell. They did lose 45-0 week 1 to Wrights. Wrights probably the preseason favorite in the SIAC. So
Wrights is going to be a tough team to beat.
Wrights
That's
45-0.
They
They have really bounced back. So it's really difficult to tell because maybe we know Wrights is good, but we don't know how good. So, maybe they are just going to be the team in the area to beat. Their preseason, high in the 4A poll. So, but it's so early and it's hard to tell. But I do expect a pretty tough game tonight, given especially how last year went. Now Jasper's going to be hungry. Anytime you go out and you play against Memorial, and you kind of get a little bit of wake-up call week 1, where you didn't play your best football, but a lot of football to be played in the year. Usually I like to bet on teams the week after Jasper wasn't embarrassed, but the week after they have a tough game essentially. So I think Jasper is going to come out here and set the tone early. But I'm really not for sure what to expect from Evansville Harrison tonight. But we're getting set for kickoff here. So are you excited for this?
I'm excited. This will be the first time. This is let's be a night I won't forget.
Yeah,
hopefully
absolutely.
we end it with even though I'm a Forest Park graduate, hopefully we end it with a Ranger or a Wildcat victory tonight.
Absolutely. So
I was telling you earlier, I know one of the Wildcat coaches there.
All right. Oh, it looks like.
Oh.
Yeah, clear offsides on the kickoff for Harrison. So we're going to run that back. I think half the whole.
Boy, the Wildcats got a jump on that though, didn't they? They were.
Yeah, that was not. Kick was short.
Very.
But I think half the special teams there was 3 yards past the 40 on that. So we'll run that back 5 yards back.
Caleb, what does Jasper got to do right out of the gate here?
Actually, we'll go 5 yards back. Well, they got to set the tone. They've got to win the line of scrimmage tonight. They did a pretty good job against Memorial of that. But then, when you run a triple option offense like Jasper does, and you set yourself back with penalties, it makes it more difficult because Jasper doesn't like to throw the ball very much. So they got to come out and set the tone. They got to play mistake-free football and just win the line of scrimmage. And I think it's that simple for them. All right, that's a much better kickoff.
That's a very much.
All right, so Jasper's going to take this one back. He's got a little bit of space. Going to
Got
break
away.
one tackle. He brought down
And
about
a jam up right there at about what, the 40?
41, I believe. So Jasper, we'll see that Jasper offense to start this game out here.
Under center.
Yeah, and what has kind of turned into a nice night out here. Still a little steamy, but the sun is gone. And this game kind of kept getting pushed back. Supposed to start 6:30 local time. Got pushed back to 7:30 and eventually 7:45. But I'm just glad we're playing football now.
So we get Max Butel.
Yeah, so Max Butel, the sophomore quarterback. Again, it's very hard to see from here. But I believe that it's Max Butel
Under center.
So Butel takes this. Now he's going to hand it to. He's going to hand it to the fullback. Very hard to tell from this perspective.
Maybe a yard. Maybe.
Yeah, it looks like he picked up a couple.
It's really we really did not pick a good side of the.
Well, we've got a screen in front of us, which is really, and the Jasper numbers are already hard to see on the jersey, so it's not helping us. But we do know some of the familiar Jasper players. Caden Ernie had a nice game last week. Expect a lot from him again. So it's going to be Butel under center.
Nice.
Fullback, he's got some room to work with.
Oh, man, that's a beautiful pickup there.
Let's see who that was.
I'm having a hard time making out these numbers.
Look, that was. Well, we'll get that figured out here pretty soon. I believe that is 6. So I believe that's Carter Holsworth. So Holsworth picks up the first down for the Wildcats, and they'll move the chains for the first time tonight.
I wish these numbers were black. That would stand out
a
lot better.
Yeah, they've got the black outline, the gold
Yeah.
numbers. Now, I think they look very nice, just very hard to see. Butel's going to hand it off. Going to get a couple on that.
Boy, Harrison was all over that, weren't they?
Yeah.
They snuffed that out.
But, it's still a good sign that even when your play gets sniffed out, you still pick up a couple yards. So Jasper, second and actually they picked up they're going to say they gave him 3 on that. So 2nd and 7. Actually going to be spotted at the Harrison 37-yard line. Wildcats making quick work here, moving down the field.
In motion.
Going to hand it to the fullback. I believe that was Holsworth again.
It looked like it.
He's going to get a couple, bring up a 3rd and 5. I believe that was Holsworth again. Yeah, so 6 Carter Holsworth. So the Wildcats with a 3rd and manageable here. We'll see how committed they are to the run game here. Again, really didn't even attempt to throw the ball until they absolutely had to last week. Sophomore quarterback Max Butel, he's going to pitch it on the option. He's got some space.
He's got some room there.
That's
brought
great.
Down at about, the 9?
A great run there.
Maybe
see
the 10?
See who that was.
Beautiful first down.
Absolutely. I mean, perfect pitch by Butel on that option play.
Harrison was not prepared for that. Boy, you could see that.
And it's difficult to prepare for a team like this. It might have been Holsworth again on that, but Jasper executing to a T right now. Ball's going to be spotted right at about the 10, maybe an inch or two outside.
Well, they're working every single play under center, nothing.
So it looks like Harrison's going to call it timeout here, I believe. No, it looks like maybe not an injured player. Yeah, it looks like a equipment malfunction for one of the Harrison defenders. So we will continue playing here. 9-0. Well, actually, we're going to tick under 9 minutes here in a second. Jasper already deep into Harrison territory on the 10. Again, sophomore quarterback Max Butel under center.
Boy, he's looking really good to start this.
Going to hand it to the fullback. And Holsworth is going to almost not walk into the end zone. I mean, the offensive line made a nice hole for him there. One guy touched him and just went through him.
Great block.
That is, and just what we said before the game started. Jasper winning the line of scrimmage, and it's led to a quick 6 for him. So, I mean, really, you can't ask for a better start. Now we'll see how formidable this Harrison offense is. Again, we really don't know what to expect from them. But
I'm excited to see what's going to happen when they take possession here in a minute.
Absolutely, and so far, without Griffin Heil, the Wildcats haven't skipped a beat.
No, they're still moving. Extra point looks good.
Yep, no, they waved it off, actually. Sorry, that was wide right on that. Hard to see from the press box. But, we will go ahead and take a break here. Wildcats up 6-0. Do not convert the PAT, but 8:44 to go here in the first quarter. Jasper strikes first here on 18 WJTS. And welcome back to Jasper Wildcat football here on 18 WJTS. The Wildcats strike first, up 6-0. Do not make the extra points.
It looked good from here. Tell everybody, we are not at seated.
Now Jared
in the
is
best
beating
position.
himself up, but
yes.
I thought it looked good
all
too.
During the break, we are not sitting in a very good position.
But nevertheless, a great looking drive from the Wildcats.
I'm super excited to kind of see what Harrison does here. I don't think they expected Jasper to come out and score right away.
No. I mean, just a few. I mean, that was not a slow, methodical drive. Probably 7 to 8 plays. And nearly 60, 65 yards to the house. That's what Jasper has been kind of predicated on.
Beautiful kick right there.
So Harrison's going to return this from inside the 10. He's going to run right in. So that's a nice open field tackle.
Slammed him to the ground.
Yeah, so number 3, Cordavion Reed, was the return man on that. And we'll see the Harrison offense and the Jasper defense. Again, the Jasper defense is going to be without Tyler Atkins tonight, who was normally not a wide receiver, a cornerback. So we will we'll see how that affects him. But again, we just really don't know what to expect from this Harrison offense. They didn't do much. They really didn't move the ball much last week against Harrison. I mean, they are Harrison against Wrights. Of course, Wrights is a tough team, so it's hard to tell. They completed one pass and didn't score any points. So this is going to be a kind of a good, way for Jasper to kind of compare themselves to what is probably the class of the SIAC. All right, so first play, it's going to be blown up immediately.
Boy, Jasper was in the backfield in a hurry.
Nothing doing there. The Jasper defensive line just absolutely
manhandled Harrison's offensive line,
setting the tone. So now we are seeing that Rylan Knapp, in no relation to me, that's an A, not an E in there. Rylan Knapp in as the quarterback for the Warriors. So we'll see what now like I said last year, watching that game, Harrison had some guys that could play, and whether or not it was a very senior-led team.
So what are we, about 2nd and 13 here?
Yeah, so Harrison backed up, 2nd and 14 from the looks of it here. It's going to be Knapp out of the shotgun. He's got a running back with him. He's going to drop back. It's going to be tipped, but completed, I believe. And I believe that was tipped, right?
Yeah, it was tipped. Nice little throw over the middle, pick up of about, 6?
Oh, I think he only got a couple on that. Who was the receiver on that? So now, regardless of who the receiver was, Harrison's now backed up. 3rd and long, 3rd and about 12. Jasper with a good opportunity to get off the field here.
I'm going to look out a window without a screen in it so I don't keep making these silly calls here. Maybe this will make a difference.
You have a tougher angle than I do right now.
I appreciate that.
For those at home, it is not always the easiest to see, exactly where the ball is.
So about 3rd and 11, it looks like.
Yeah, 3rd and 12 looks to be the exact measurement here. Out of the shotgun, it's Knapp. Knapp's going to dump off a little screen. He's got a little bit of space. He's going to get the edge. He's going to get the first down and then some. So Harrison.
A very big first down.
Just playing pretty conservatively, going for a little screen to the halfback. And that was.
Would that have been Pipes?
It looks like it. I haven't even seen his number since the play ended.
Trying to look.
But regardless, a well drawn up play by. So that was 4. I believe it's a 2-digit number.
Harrison head coach Mo Sutter got him fighting here.
Absolutely. So Jasper really had a good opportunity there. Harrison was willing to play conservatively. So.
Oh, nice scramble.
That is not Knapp at quarterback there. That's Deshaundre Brown. He comes in. So Harrison mixing things up already. Interesting decision there. He appears to be more of a dual threat quarterback as he instantly takes off there.
You see a lot of trends in high schools and elsewhere now. There's not a lot of pure pocket passing anymore.
And, it's really hard to develop, at the high school level consistently, good pocket passers. It really takes a talented player to be a legitimate quarterback. So, but it's not that. It's maybe a little bit easier to find
a dual threat
quarterback, Okay, so I believe 45 was the guy who got the first down. That's Jalen Sutton. He was the receiver. Lined up in the backfield. Lined up a halfback. All right, so Brown's going to hand it off. Harrison's going to pick up 1, maybe 2 on that. And that's going to bring up 3rd down.
Where are they going to spot that at? About 3rd and what? Maybe
3rd and 4 it looks like. So maybe a gain of only 1. So now Harrison, 3rd and short. Jasper with a good opportunity. We kind of saw it last week. Jasper had some 3rd and longs for Memorial, but that, they just.
What do you think Coach Mo Sutton's going to do here? You think you try another little dump off there? And
it's a tough call. That dump off was a very conservative play call, probably just trying to make, just give themselves a slight chance of picking that up. He probably didn't expect that to go for what it did. I would say they're going to be a little aggressive here. you just need to get past these. You just need to get past the sticks. You could even run it here.
Looked like Addison Thomas went in motion there for a minute. Oh,
we're going to get a Harrison timeout here. So we will take it with them. When we come back, it's 3rd and 4 at the Harrison 45-yard line here on 18 WJTS. And welcome back to Romaine Stadium here at Harrison High School in Evansville. It is Jasper 6, Harrison nothing. And Harrison does have the ball with 4:32 to go here in the first quarter. They are at about their own 45, 3rd and 4, so a good opportunity for the Wildcat defense to get off the field here. They had the Warriors backed up to about 3rd and 12 on the previous drive and gave up a chunk play on a screen pass, Jared. So
I think you try to go back. I think you try to go back to that. I think you try to go with what worked. Wildcats weren't expecting that little screen there, and they picked up the first down and then a huge chunk after that.
So we'll see what happens here. I believe it's Deshaundre Brown back in the quarterback again here.
Out of the shotgun.
One man to his left. They're going. Oh, it's going to be a reverse.
He's got some room there if he can get around.
Couldn't quite get the edge. Oh, helmet comes off. Couldn't quite get the edge. He might have, if he kept going towards the sideline, I think he might have had a better chance. But actually, that was.
Who made that tackle for Jasper?
I believe Mitchell Leinenbach.
It looked like Leinenbach.
The WJTS intern, as a matter of fact. Mitchell Leinenbach loses his helmet as well. So we hope he's all right because we will need you to work next week. So.
That's right. If he hadn't been there, that could have been another.
Yeah, it looked like he had some space in front of him.
A lot of space, it looked like, from where I'm sitting.
Now, with that being said, Harrison will bring out the punt squad 4th and 4. I believe that's one of the fullback/halfbacks set to do the punting duties. I believe that's Jalen Sutton. Let me take a look. Junior. Oh, a high snap. We'll get the punt away. It's going to be a line drive. It's going to bounce. It's going to be a Jasper bounce. Then it's going to be a Harrison bounce after that. And eventually Harrison's going to down it about the 27 of the Wildcats. So Jasper will take over here with a early 6-0 lead, 3:25 to go. And we'll see what Jasper has in their second drive. They looked great in that first drive. Absolutely won the line of scrimmage, and showing that last week was maybe we know that wasn't their best game, but they're out to prove that wasn't their best game.
I think you come out and I think you just cram it down their.
Yeah, you've
cram
got
it down their throats.
That's what Jasper is best at. Is just winning at the line of scrimmage. Are we redoing this punt? Yeah, it looks like we didn't even see the flag go down.
Again, folks, we do not have the.
It was a procedure penalty.
It looks clear to you guys on the TV. It's not. We don't have the best looking angle here where we're at.
So I believe they signaled false start, which is kind of odd because that play went all the way through. Usually that gets blown dead. Maybe that wasn't. Maybe somebody was trying to blow it dead. Oh, and that one.
That almost got blocked.
So we'll see how this one comes. Actually, it's going to be a little bit of a bit better of a turnout for Harrison, as that one's going to be inside the 25 of Jasper. And now Jasper will actually take over. Jasper had a chance at blocking that. So that one got around the edge there very quickly. But nevertheless, Jasper's going to get it inside their own 25. And I think we'll actually get this going here.
Caleb?
I'm at a loss for words.
Caleb?
Was there another penalty that we didn't
did
see?
not see.
Did you see a flag?
I did not see a single piece of laundry on the field. I know our view's not that good, but I was peeking up over like this and did not see a single piece of laundry on the field here.
I am completely lost. It could be something right in front of our eyes that we're missing, but I didn't see a flag on either play.
I'm thinking we should have sat on the other side of the field.
Okay.
That's a high snap again.
Oh. I think.
Now that's going to be a rough and that's. Yeah.
I don't think so. That's a really tough call to make because that ball could have been tipped slightly. If that ball's tipped, that's not Even doesn't matter how hard he gets hit, but I don't know if that got tipped.
It looked like who did the punting there? Sutton?
Yeah.
Yeah, did you see him turn around and look at the ref and hold his arm out? He is not very happy.
Not thrilled about that call, but
look at him as he's walking off the field there. He is not very happy.
not thrilled about that. I wouldn't be either, probably. I mean, anytime you get ran into as the kicker, you definitely.
And he's playing linebacker right now, so
he's doing it all. He is doing it all.
All right.
Well, now after all of the shenanigans that we're really not sure about.
3 punts in a row.
Yeah.
Butel. Hands
Holsworth, yeah. Nice game
off.
for the Wildcats.
Holsworth's kind of been the story for Jasper in these first couple of drives here.
Yeah, and Jasper really loves to use the fullback in this triple option.
That's some old school football
old
right
school
there.
Football. You know, when you've got the guys that can when you've got guys that can create space up the middle, it's a very effective way.
Mike Allstott, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's just old school.
Absolutely, old school fundamentals here. Just
good word.
Fundamentals.
Good word.
Clearing some space up the middle. So it'll be Butel under center again. He's going to go to the fullback. Holsworth again. He's got some space. Going to be brought down at about the 19. Another great run.
In the red zone again.
And again, I believe it's Carter Holsworth. I really can't see the numbers, but
I think you're right.
I believe it was 6. So, yep, that is Carter Holsworth. He has been a workhorse tonight. Now, it's early. We're still in the first quarter, but, I mean, he might run for 300 yards at this rate. I don't want to jinx him, but he's been effective, to say the least.
Have you noticed Butel has been under center every play?
Oh,
there's
yeah,
been nothing out of the gun.
That's Jasper's. That is how they.
I've not seen one snap out of the gun,
and they probably will not. Another handoff up the middle to probably Holsworth again. Yeah, Jasper. That is not their. That's not their style. They will. I don't believe I've ever seen them go out of the gun.
Which, I mean, you've got your game plan. You go with what works, but you figured there'd be at least some.
And we'll see. Jasper's probably not going to be any sort of position tonight at this rate where they're going to be forced to throw the ball, trailing by a lot. They're already up 6-0 and threatening to score again here inside the 15. So I don't foresee that happening. Butel's going to keep this one himself. He's got some space. He made a man
down about the 5 or the 4.
That was a very nice run by Max Butel, the sophomore quarterback. I saw him think about that pitch, but really did a good job of looking that defender off, getting him to.
Got a nice block from the offensive line there to pick up an extra couple too.
Absolutely. So now 1st and goal for the Cats, knocking on the door again. Harrison looks to be a bit out of breath. They've been on the field quite a bit.
They're gassed. You can tell. You can just look at their body language.
Early in the game, but, when you're on the field for probably 8 of the 12, minutes in the first quarter, you're going to be a little bit worn out. And it's going to be handed off to Holsworth. He's going to go untouched into the end zone for another Wildcat touchdown.
This young man's going to have a game tonight.
Absolutely. He's already having a game. I mean, we could stop it now, and he'd be potentially one of the players of the week in the area. So that's, I believe he did score the first touchdown, so it's his second touchdown. So the Wildcats now up 12-0. Well, looks like they're going to go for 2 here, as Max Butel is.
Coach Tony Lewis calling a conversion here.
Well, yeah, it's a chance to make it look like we made 2 PATs, get it back to 14. So Butel under center. I believe that's to Holsworth. He's not going to get in there. I think that was Holsworth. Yeah, so Holsworth tackled immediately, maybe gained a yard. Won't matter, though. Did not get into the end zone. So with that, 46 seconds to go here in the first quarter at Romaine Stadium here in Evansville. It's Jasper 12, Harrison nothing here on 18 WJTS. And welcome back again to Romaine Stadium here in Evansville. It's SIAC action here on 18 WJTS. Jasper leads Harrison 12-0 here late in the first quarter. 46 seconds to go. Jasper set to kick off after scoring a touchdown. Went for 2, unsuccessful. So we will keep it at 12-0. Jared, what do you think about what's going on right now?
Hands down, it's Carter Holsworth. That's the story of the game. Carter Holsworth and Harrison not getting off the field.
So we got to give some credit to that Jasper O-line.
Well, yeah, but I mean, without that O-line, Holsworth wouldn't be doing what he's doing. But a bigger story is we watch him kick off here is Harrison's gassed.
Yeah, that defense definitely looked a bit worn out. You know, they've been on the field for a lot of this game. So hopefully, I mean, we are a little bit of a Jasper homer here. But
Well,
if
we're
you
trying to be impartial, but it's obvious they're gassed. I mean,
if you're Harrison here, your offense really needs to.
you got to do something here.
Now, you've got a lot of guys that are playing both sides of the field, so that's going to add to it. But you still have some changeover. So if you're Harrison, you really need to put some sort of drive together here just to give your defense a break.
Where are we going to spot the ball? About the 25 here, first down.
Yes, just inside the 25. So Harrison. Looks like
I put this on me. I chose this spot. We should sit on the other.
We can always move.
Yeah.
We'll see who Harrison.
I'm too lazy to do that.
We'll see who Harrison has in at quarterback. I believe it's Jashandre Brown again. He's going to have 2 running backs with him in the backfield.
You're not putting Knapp in?
I don't think that. I think that's Brown. It's very hard to tell between 10 and 18, but I believe it's Brown. 2 halfbacks with him. 3 wide receivers spread out. He's going to scramble.
He's got
right.
all time.
He's going to take off.
He's going to take off.
Oh, he's going to throw it. Ooh,
Oh.
He had the man. He had us fooled. He tucked that thing, and it looked like he was going to run. I believe that was 30 that he had open. Missed the just a little
Johnson, he was intending.
bit. Yeah. I believe that's Nation Johnson. He had him open.
He had his fingers on it.
Yeah, a little bit too high on that throw. So that'll bring up 2nd and 10 for.
Would have been a spectacular catch, that's
Yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely. So a missed opportunity for the Warriors.
Caleb, what is better than Friday nights under the lights?
Oh, there's nothing that beats it. There's nothing that beats it, especially when you've got good weather. It's a little hot today. This sometimes when you get late in the season and it's cold, it's maybe not as fun. But when it's nice out, I mean, there's nothing that beats this.
The next month of games is going to be
Absolutely. Fun. I love it. All right, so Harrison, 2nd and 10. Brown out of the shotgun. I'm going to hand that one off. Going to get to the. It gets about.
He had a start of a pretty good cut there upfield, but he just couldn't.
If he got through that last.
It was going to be Katie bar the door. I think he would have been in the end zone.
Yeah, he had a chance on that. Just wanted to break one more tackle. So Harrison now with 3rd and 5.
Harrison head coach Mo Sutton not afraid to run the ball.
Well, and they've been pretty successful so far. Looks like we're going to get some sort of timeout. Well, they're just discussing something, I believe. I don't think any of them players are going to mind coming to get a drink as hot as it is right now. I don't think I saw a timeout signaled, but this could be some sort of officials timeout for the Heat, for all I know.
You got to take care of these high school players. We see these tragic stories about them.
Absolutely. Well, we'll go ahead and keep things here, though. Hopefully a brief
Look
intermission.
at that. Almost every single one of them on both sides, Jasper and Harrison are grabbing a drink. It's
Yeah,
hot. It's hot out
It is
there.
stinking hot. It's supposed to be nice starting tomorrow or today for those at home that are viewing this Saturday morning. It should be a pretty nice day tomorrow, especially in comparison. A lot going on in the area. I believe the Frog Follies is this weekend in Evansville.
Frog Follies, Bird's Eye Picnic, car show tomorrow.
Absolutely. So a lot going on in the area, something for everybody. And high school football right now and Saturday during the day, I believe Southridge. I'm not for sure what the start time on that was. You might know better than I do.
I thought Kurt Gruxell said it was 10, maybe 11.
So an early morning start could get changed, of course. And then I saw some games. I'm an alum of Washington High School, and their game got moved till 7 Eastern tomorrow night.
The Hatchets playing a Saturday night game
against the Edgewood Mustangs. Sorry, I cannot pronounce words, but on the first game on the beautiful new turf up at Hatchet Hollow. So unfortunately, I have prior obligations and won't be able to go. But on a side note, of course, Jasper and Washington not really exactly rivals by any means, but anymore in football, they don't play each other. But I just now realized we're about to start the second quarter, so that's what happened there. There's no
Oh, look at us professional analysts here.
Yeah, so I don't believe there was any sort of sound to set that off.
I never heard it.
Yeah, so we just went ahead and talked through that, but That's okay.
That's the beauty of post-production,
and
right?
we'll keep we'll keep things here. We like to keep things fun up in this booth, so
We got to get my feet wet, take the training wheels off for this.
Absolutely.
I probably won't be doing another one after this.
Oh, no. You're doing great. So now Harrison, third and about 5. Jasper, a good chance to get off the field. Play action. He's going to be swallowed up instantly. Let's see who got him.
I can't make out the numbers.
Regardless, a heck of a play. That might have been.
They got in the backfield in a hurry.
That's number 4, and that is.
That should be Rue.
That is Rue. No, that is Ross Dawkins, actually.
Is it?
Yeah, Ross Dawkins blew that play up. Harrison might have had something doing there, trying to scramble right, but Ross Dawkins just put that to bed real quick. And Harrison's going to have no choice but to punt here backed up.
Yeah, it was Dawkins. My bad. I looked at the.
So 12-0. Jasper with a chance to really start piling things on here.
Rue is listed one above him.
He's number 3.
Yes. My apologies.
All right. That is going to be blocked. He went straight through, and Jasper's going to scoop and score this. What a play by the Wildcats. Again, that happened pretty far from our view, but a heck of a play by the Jasper special teams. Whoever blocked that went straight through the – I don't even think he was touched. Blocked it, and then a scoop and score, and perfect execution, to say the least.
What do you think's going on down there on the Harrison sidelines right
now?
Well, what's Coach Sutton? What's
Now
you're in a danger zone.
From what we're seeing, this is probably a Harrison team that is rebuilding this year. Obviously a tough loss to Wrights. And maybe they'll fight back here a little bit, but we know Jasper's a good team. You can't panic. You got to get better from everything. I always like to say nothing is ever as good as it seems, but nothing's ever as bad as it seems to. So you kind of try to learn from things. There's a lot of football to be played tonight. They're down by 3 scores. Jasper is going to actually kick the PAT this time.
It's not over.
No, it's definitely not over. But
on your next possession, if you're Harrison,
off the upright. That's going to be no good.
0 for
2 on the PAT. So
and the 2-point conversions.
Yeah, so Jasper's going to go up 18-0 here with 10:58 to go here in the second quarter. We'll go ahead and break with them here on 18 at WJTS. And welcome back to Harrison High School, Romaine Stadium.
What I was saying earlier before I talked over the PAT, it's not over, but if you're Harrison, if you expect to make out any comeback against Jasper, you've got to do something in this next possession.
Yeah.
Or it's
going to be smooth sailing for Jasper if you don't. Even when you're struggling, Jasper just kind of marching down the field the 2 drives they've had, and Harrison having little success, a little bit of success at times, but not much sustained success.
Very deep kick. Looks like it's going to be touchback.
Yeah. The last thing you need if you're Harrison was a special teams mistake like that cost you 6. So, but Harrison, definitely not out of the game.
Hats off to head coach Tony Lewis for the Wildcats. They're so far, minus the PATs.
Yeah, they have really come.
They are really executing well on both sides of the football, and then especially with the play made by special teams right there.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying earlier. I always like to bet on a team that they didn't get embarrassed again, but got a little bit of a surprise in a game they feel like they could have won. You knew they were going to come in hungry this game, ready to set the tone and prove like, hey, we're going to be a player in the SIAC in the sectional. So Jasper's done that thus far, definitely sending a message. We'll see if they can play a complete game here, though. So Harrison, I believe that is Deshaundre Brown again at quarterback. Now the shotgun, going to send a man in motion. He's going to hand it off to him. Going to get to the corner, not going to get too much on that. Maybe a pickup of 5. I believe the ball carrier was number 3, and that is Cordavion Reed. So, again, a tough angle for me, but he's only going to pick it. That was only a gain of 2. Thought he got.
Looked like about 3, I thought.
Yeah.
Again, folks, we're,
always a tough angle from the press box when you're not right in line with the field.
And especially with the screens in the windows.
Nevertheless, we will persevere here.
We'll make it through.
So Harrison now second in about 8.
You look over there at Jasper's sideline. You see Heil over there?
I saw him pregame. Oh, I see him on the far left.
He has been.
Harrison's going to get
nothing.
I think he got about 2 or 3 on that. He's going to bring up about 3rd and 5. But yeah, Griffin Heil.
He has been like the ultimate cheerleader for this team. You know how bad he wants to be out there.
And we hate to see that, especially for a senior in Griffin Heil.
That was his ACL, was it not?
That's what I believe. I believe it's a season-ending injury. I believe it was an ACL, but you hate to see that, especially for a guy who wants to be out there with his team and
high school senior, right?
Yeah. So always tough, but he's got a lot of football left to be played in his career. So unfortunately, probably not for the Wildcats, but he's still out there supporting a squad. As Brown is going to be chased out of the pocket, Jasper is.
Look at this Jasper defense,
absolutely
just pressuring.
And that was
Harrison. This is exciting right here.
Yeah, they absolutely just mauled the entire line right there, and there was nothing doing.
They are literally winning this game on both sides of the ball in the trenches. It's either the offensive line or the defensive line. Harrison, right now, with all due respect, Harrison has no answer for anything the Wildcats are throwing at them.
And Jasper's definitely an inside-out type of team. They're predicated on, winning the line of scrimmage, and they've simply done that tonight, and Harrison has no choice but to punt backed up here. Another high snap, and this is going to – oh, boy. He's going to be forced to tuck it. Harrison having a really tough time just getting the punt away at this point. I don't think I've seen a –
Those Harrison players, they're not happy. Again, that yeah.
So the punter on that – Jalen Sutton had no choice but to tuck that thing. That was going to get blocked unless he pulled off some miracle.
Punt he has attempted tonight has not went the way he has wanted, and you can see it in this young man's body language as he's walking. Look at him right there walking in front of us.
You really do hate to see him, because in that case he had no choice on that one. But Jasper is going to benefit from this. They're about ball spot about the 15 here, 1st and 10. So we'll see if they can make quick work on this drive. Butel's going to pitch it out to, I believe that's going to be, I think that was Caden Ernie maybe. That's going to be an easy touchdown. Untouched. I really can't pick up the number on that, but.
It did look like Ernie.
Caden Ernie tends to be the player that in that triple option that gets the pitches a lot of the time. Yeah, again, very tough to tell, but, one play, 15 yards into the end zone for the Wildcats, and this game is 24-0.
Barring a PAT, because we've not seen a successful one tonight.
Yeah, so Jasper's
not throwing shade.
Yeah, so Jasper's definitely going to need to, at least they've got the opportunity to work on it here. 0 for 2 thus far. I believe it's going to be almost blocked, but it went through. I thought that one of the Harrison defenders had a early start on the edge there. Almost got to it, but I thought he might have been offsides. It doesn't matter, though. Still goes through. And with that, Jasper 25, Evansville Harrison nothing. We'll be right back after this here on 18 WJTS. And once again, welcome back to Harrison High School, Romaine Stadium, right off the Lloyd Expressway here in beautiful Evansville, Indiana. And what has turned into I think a moderately cool night. There's no sun out, so Jared, we're feeling a little bit better up here now.
Yes.
I'd say the players are too.
Everybody except the Harrison Warriors. You talk about a tale of 2 different games for,
and we tend to see that quite a bit in high school football. The skill gap, between teams can be often pretty large. As Harrison's going to return this to about the 25.
He got leveled
for Jasper.
By Jasper.
Got to that, yeah. Nice play by the special teams again by Jasper. So 8:20 to go. Harrison's getting another shot at it here on offense. We'll see what they can make happen.
I was getting ready to say hats off to head coach Tony Lewis and everything they're doing, but hats off to head coach Mo Sutton, because although they're in this deficit 25-0, he's down there. We just watched him. He's telling them kids, keep fighting through this. But
well, I mean, it's
at 25-0,
it's a long season. You've got to get better, even in games where, you're down 25-0, and it's not impossible to come back from this. But even in games, you've got to get better. That's as simple as that. This is going to be a learning moment for both teams. So Harrison, that's going to be, I believe that's Deshaundre Brown.
Yeah, he's got some room there. Look at him go.
Ooh, broke a man's ankles. That was a heck of a move. So that was the old crossover in basketball that
Allen Iverson, man,
yeah,
my all-time favorite point guard.
So that was a Allen Iverson-esque move there by, I believe, Brown, and that'll move the chains for Harrison. Harrison's got something going here now. Clock's going to run. Once they snap this ball again, it'll probably be under 8 minutes.
1st and 10. Looks like we're about, the 37, 38?
Harrison. Yeah, Harrison's on 37.
We got a good view. This small little, about 20 yards of field right here. We got about a good view of it.
When it's in that area, we'll probably have the call pretty good. So Harrison now out of the shotgun again. 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs. Going to hand it off. Can he get to the edge? He's going to have some
he's
space.
breaking. Look at that.
Oh. I thought he was going to be to the house. He's going to take that to the house for a second. Harrison with a little bit of life here.
Do you hear this Harrison crowd?
Yeah, moving the chains again. That they're seeing some positive momentum here.
Okay, I'm trying to be partial, but if you're Harrison, you are wasting far. Like you have to be firing like boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom.
Yeah, for them to get back in this game, they're going to have to.
You got to keep no huddle. You got to keep Jasper on their heels.
Now I still think that they can take their time here still. Now, if we get into the second half and they're down by, 4+ scores, then you've really got to go no huddle. But it's still early here. You score once or twice here at the end of the first half.
I don't know what went on that Harrison sideline a few minutes ago, but this drive here.
Yeah, they seem to be. They're actually getting a little bit of a.
Maybe they're settling in a little bit.
Yeah, and it's really not been total domination. Harrison has moved the ball a little bit, and Jasper hasn't really moved the ball super effortlessly. They've moved it well, and they haven't been stopped yet. But it hasn't been like 2 plays to the house, except for when they've been in the short field. It's been the Harrison special teams that's put them in tough situations. And realistically, without that, without those 2 easy touchdowns that came from the blocked punt and then the punt that
the special teams.
Yeah. So and then Jasper scored on the next play inside the 15. Let's see Harrison here. It's gonna bring up 3rd and about 3.
We got some laundry.
Uh-oh.
We got a little bit of shoving going on there. We had some laundry. Did you see that?
Yeah. I didn't see exactly.
Looked like we had a cheap shot or something because one of the Wildcat players and the Harrison players both kind of looked like they're about to square up there for a second.
Probably going to get some sort of unsportsmanlike penalty here.
Got a piece of laundry right in front of the Jasper bench.
Yep, and it's going to go on Harrison. So that Harrison crowd doesn't like it. But
emotions are running high, I'm telling you.
So that's going to back him up 15 yards, I believe.
It's hot outside still, even with the sun gone. It's hot. Tempers are flaring. They're down 25-0.
And we've all probably been in that sort of situation in some sort of sport where things aren't going right. But that's a mental blunder by Harrison because you were moving the ball there and now
now you move the ball back and about 15 yards.
Yeah.
That's going to put them right about 41. It looks like 42.
Yeah,
maybe.
That's going to be the 45, I believe. It'll move them back into their own territory here. Yeah, so that's the Harrison 45.
Yep.
So Harrison with a major setback. So that's a post-play penalty, so they won't get the down back either.
Did you want me to clean my glasses before we started calling this game? Maybe that
then we might be able to see. And Harrison going to play this pretty conservatively, just handing it off on 3rd and short. So they're going to be forced to punt. But, like we
got a mouthpiece just got thrown across the field there.
Yeah, it's definitely frustration setting in for the Warriors. They had something going that drive. Like I said, if it weren't for the special team mistakes from Harrison, I think they're still in this. They're not out of this game, but it could be a 2-score game right now. But
when you got to redo the punt 3 times in a row.
Well, yeah. Most notably, though, the blocked punt that was a scoop and score, and then the punt where there was not. It wasn't a punt because it was an attempted punt that never was, and almost blocked again. It's gonna take a Harrison bounce. They're gonna get that inside.
Jay Sutton, the punter for Harrison, he is trying everything he can.
Yeah, and really that turned into a very nice punt for Harrison inside the 15. Going to be down to about the 13. But yeah, like I was saying, they've set Jasper up inside the 20, a couple times. Well, once that instantly went to went for a touchdown on the next play off the punt that didn't even get, punted because he had to tuck it and run. And then, of course, the blocked punt, scoop, and score. So there's, 13 of your points right there from that. And Harrison was moving the ball, but the unsportsmanlike, you don't get the down back either on that type of a play, or on that type of a penalty. So Jasper will take over here. It's going to be handed off.
He's got all the room in the world. Oh, my.
Probably Holsworth on that. Hard to see.
They brought him down by his ankles. If otherwise, nobody would have got him.
That was he had a lot of space to work with instantly.
Was that Holsworth or was that? Man,
getting very difficult to tell.
Be fired Monday morning. I can't see who's on the field.
You'll have the pink slip at your locker.
That's right.
All right, so that'll move the chains, though, for Jasper on the nice run.
Man to the left here.
He's got one wide receiver to his right. Oh, they're going to hand that off.
Butel's just not airing it out, are they?
That's really
not their gig.
And the thing is, he's a pretty talented quarterback, too. We've seen, and we saw him last year when Grant Young, the senior, went down for most of the year. He ended up coming back late in the year, but we saw a lot of Max Butel as a freshman. So, we saw him throw the ball a decent amount throughout the year, and we know he can throw the ball.
Second down and about 5, it looks like. 6.
Yeah, it looks about 2nd and 6. Butel under center. And hand that probably to not to Atkins, to Carter Holsworth.
That was Holsworth there. You can see the 6.
So now 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3-ish.
Well, we got about 3:15 and some change. Jasper's 25-0.
Yes. So Jasper probably going to try to dwindle, take this clock all the way down to the end of the first half.
I was told by our studio co-work today to make sure I announce the score multiple times because she's tired of waiting to hear where the score's at.
Yeah, without us having the graphic package during the game,
right?
It can be difficult. All right, so Butel going to pitch it out. He's got some space in. That's going to go all the way to the house. Let's see if we can pick the number up on that. But an easy touchdown for the Wildcats. Was that number 2? I don't think it was.
Look at the Jasper Wildcat bench over there, just all excited.
And, that's just –
and then across the field right in front of us, dejection.
And, that's – you really you hate to see it. One man's, gain is another man's loss in this situation. But
it's character building.
It's part of sports,
It's character building.
So with that, Jasper leaves 2.5 minutes for Harrison. We're at 31-0. They will have a chance to make it 32-0.
Could we see a 50 burger tonight? Could we see a 50 burger?
It's possible. It's very possible. Yeah, but like I said, Jasper has said they've come out and they wanted everybody to know that last week wasn't.
They're not the type of team to run the ball up on somebody, but the issue is, can Harrison stop them from scoring?
Well,
Caleb?
and in the start of the second half here, if this continues this way, Jasper will eventually bring in second unit guys. So you probably won't see it get too bad. I remember 5 years ago, it wasn't surprising to see a 70-point game from a team. Well, now with the introduction of the running clock, from when you get up 35-0, it makes it look less bad than it probably is.
You know what that is, right? The running clock being up like that saves teams from far more embarrassment than.
Well, and that is part of it. Also,
I hate to say it like that,
yeah,
but
and there's just no point in continuing a game like that where it's just kind of obviously over. But Jasper nearing that.
you know who the hardest working team is right now for Harrison? These high school cheerleaders trying to get this dejected crowd into this.
That's always a difficult job when your team isn't winning. But Harrison still.
But yet
they're going to get the ball here. So, and like I said, their offense has looked pretty decent at times.
But yet you look across this stadium, there's not a single person on their phone right now. They're all watching this for whatever reason.
Still some fun football being played out there.
Oh, yeah, you got to love it.
All right, so Harrison's going to have a little bit of space there. It's going to end up he's going to be tackled about the 26.
I ask you again, what's better than Friday night under the lights in
like I
small town
said,
Southern Indiana?
Well, there's nothing. Okay. I will rival that. There's nothing better than the first night of high school basketball season.
Oh.
There's nothing like it.
We used to be a basketball state.
We still are a basketball state.
Well, Peyton kind of changed that.
We're still a basketball state. We're a football state too, though now. But we're a basketball state.
There's no Lucas Oil without Peyton.
Well, that's true. But as far as the Colts have a great following, but you talk about college basketball in this state, high school basketball in this state. I mean,
college basketball begins and ends with the letters IU.
Well, as an IU fan, I want to agree with you.
But as a Purdue affiliate, we should.
Well, WJTS isn't. All right. So Harrison going to get about 3 on that play.
That's right. We can our parent company. I should say our parent company.
Now we're allowed to have our own rooting interests. And many people around the studio definitely have a one-sided view on that.
We won't mention any names.
All right. Brown had a receiver, and it's going to be picked
That's
off.
intercepted by the Wildcats.
Man, that is tough if you're Harrison. I mean, the pass was perfect from Brown. Just sometimes it's
as a play-by-play and as a color analyst, we sit here. It is hard to see these high school kids out here getting their heart broke by this. It ain't pretty.
Well, it's a learning experience, for everybody.
It's character building. That's what football is.
We've all been on both sides of this equation at some point or another in our life, unless, you're Michael Jordan or something, and he lost games. I mean, everybody's lost games in their lives. So, and that's part of learning. If you win all the time, you're not going to learn a whole lot. With that being said, we always want to win. But
Tom Brady wins all the time, and I'm still upset about it.
Yeah. All right, so Jasper, 1:56 to go. They've got it inside Harrison territory, a chance to initiate the running clock once the second half begins. And
he's gone. It's just
I really didn't even see where the ball went, but that's in the end zone now. So this is when it rains, it pours, and the Jasper offense has begun to pour it on here.
Pending the PAT, we're about to go up. Pending the PAT, 39-0 with 1:46 to go, and who gets? Jasper get the ball back? No.
So the Wildcats took they received the opening.
Harrison
kickoff.
will get the ball back. Okay, so what do you do if you're Harrison? What can you do at this point?
Well, in a game like this, like I was saying, this is just going to be a learning experience. I mean, you probably don't expect to come out and score 40 points unanswered.
We're going to get that 50 burger now.
But we'll talk more about that when we come back, as the PAT was good.
Let's take a break.
We'll take a quick break. When we come back, 1:46, Harrison will receive the kick here on 18 WJTS. And welcome back to 18 WJTS. Jasper 39, Evansville, Harrison nothing. Here at Romaine Stadium at Harrison High School in Evansville. Again, we've kind of got a nice view of, the east side of Evansville here is from our press box. And that one's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback. If you're Harrison, you're just kind of trying to get some sort of positive momentum. This is not the end of the season. This is early in the year. You've got a lot of time to get better and learn, and use what you can learn in these work on stuff in this next half
Are you asking me what I would do at this point?
Yes. Well, go ahead.
I would probably put some of the younger guys in and let them get some playing time, let them earn a little stripes, because at this point,
and we will definitely see that in the second half for sure.
Give your starters a chance to just take a break. Kids, just, put the younger guys in, give them a chance.
It's a long season.
Very long season. It's high school football.
Yeah, it's just week 2 here. Just week 2. So the Harrison offense takes over. We're going to hand it off. He's got a little bit of space on the outside there.
Very nice.
Going to be easily a first down, about a gain of 20 yards on the handoff. That is.
Did you see that right tackle with the block around there?
That was a great job by the Harrison O-line.
Right tackle. Yeah, anyways.
I believe that was number 30 on the carry. So that was National Johnson. 5'7", 180.
He's done a little bit of good for them tonight.
And yeah, like I was saying, Harrison's shown a lot of promise on offense. It's just really kind of they've just set themselves back too much when they have had that success. So about a fresh set of downs here for Brown and the Warrior offense. They'll hand it off again. Gonna get probably push forward for about 4 or 5. They're gonna mark that about.
I do
about
like
45.
this though. Harrison's fighting.
Yeah, and you never want to quit.
No, I like that though.
That's what you want to see as a coach at this point. You just want to see kids out there fighting. You don't want them to quit ever.
No, you don't ever want to just roll over. That's not what you do.
And so now, Brown will drop back.
Nice.
It was
a good pass.
Yeah, I believe it was on the man's fingertips, but a little bit behind him, I believe. So he was kind of cutting across the middle there. So it'll bring up 3rd and 5 for Harrison. 38 seconds to go. Clock is stopped momentarily due to the incompletion. So they'll get a chance to really kind of think about this with 15 seconds on the play clock still. They still do have 2 timeouts if they wish to use them. Under 5 on the play clock. They might want to think about it. They'll get it off. Brown looks going to try to scramble. He's going to be wrapped up.
Nowhere to go.
See who got him first. Ended up as a combined sack, but can't see the number. But Jasper D-line going to force going to get him to 4th down here. 17 seconds left. Harrison's probably just going to let this clock run out, and we'll probably head to halftime it. And that is going to be exactly what happens as the clock is going to strike 0. It is Jasper 39, Harrison nothing here at Romaine Stadium in Evansville. Both teams out of the locker room. We will be back for the start of the second half right after this. And welcome back to Romaine Stadium here at Harrison High School. We're set to kick off the second half. It'll be Jasper kicking off with a 39-point lead. And, Jared, I think both teams are probably just looking to get out of here with no more injuries, and we'll go into week 3. What do you think?
Excellent analysis. We were just talking about that before the kickoff. I think if you're both sides of this football here, you've got to put in the younger kids, let them get some field time, take your older players, your veterans, take them out.
And, that's probably what we'll see.
It's a learning experience.
Yeah, you don't want to look ahead too quickly, but
no.
Jasper looking ahead to, I believe, Evansville Wrights next week.
That's
at
right.
Home at the what's currently being renovated, the new home, or not the new home field, but
the under renovations Ruxer Field.
Yeah.
It's still called Ruxer Field, isn't it?
I think that's the baseball field.
It's baseball. See, I was a Forest Park graduate.
It's understandable.
Was not a Jasper Wildcat.
That's understandable, but we all back the Wildcats.
That's right, we do.
Here at 18 WJTS. So Harrison will start us off here for the start of the second half. I believe starting after this first play, this clock should run. Yes, and it is now running actually before they even started it. And it will continue to run no matter what happens, incomplete pass, or if they go out of bounds. So
The mercy rule.
Yeah, so likely will be a rather quick second half here.
Do you remember the controversy around that when they talked about doing that? Some people started getting upset about that. I'm like, why would you be upset about this?
I don't really remember too much controversy. Of course, anytime you implement something new, there's going to be people for and against it. Harrison. I believe that's Brown. Going to get the edge there.
Very nice pickup there.
And a nice little start for
nice little
Harrison.
chunky yardage there. Okay. They're still a little scrappy here.
Still some life from Harrison. Let's see if they can, kind of put together a full drive here. We've seen some bits and spurts of, a successful offense, but just haven't been able to put a full drive together yet.
A couple more plays like that, they could put some points on the board here.
And absolutely, all it takes is one play. They definitely have the capability of, one play, going, they've got guys fast enough to get to the end zone on one play. So, like I said, a couple
high snap there.
Maybe a backwards pass. I think that was a
backwards pass.
Dangerous pass for Harrison. A one hop. I think a lot of the team thought it was forward, but might have been right in line. Very tough to tell. Good job by the Harrison receiver to just make sure he, caught that ball off the ground. My goodness. Just an impressive play to not turn it over. So, with that being said, it's now 2nd and 14 after the loss on that. Harrison again behind the sticks. The shotgun again.
They run a lot of plays out of the shotgun.
And when you've got speed on the outside,
why not?
It's very effective. And he's going to be swallowed up pretty quickly. So the Jasper sack.
2 Jasper defenders there.
So another Jasper sack.
What is that, the 3rd sack tonight? 2nd sack?
Somewhere in that ballpark.
That's been a story all game, too. It's Jasper is just winning these battles on both sides of the ball at the line of scrimmage. I thought earlier, Holsworth was doing it, but without that offensive line, well, then you flip it on the defensive side of the ball. Jasper's just manhandling this Harrison offensive line.
And that's what we said before the game. We said if Jasper can come in and do that,
they're just getting physical with them, getting nasty with them.
That is their game plan typically. Just you can win the line of scrimmage with, and they struggled a little bit last week, though. They showed signs of, doing it just defensively not quite good enough to beat a very, very good Memorial team who.
Man, they just collared him up right there.
Absolutely. Jasper,
that's a loss.
Winning the line of scrimmage. So what we've seen is tonight, at this point, the last time I checked, Memorial was up 10-0 on a very good Evansville North team who beat Castle last week. So we know Memorial is probably one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the SIAC. So take that as you will, but we know where the bar is, and going forward, you're probably going to see Memorial again. If you want to win the sectional, you're probably going to see the Wildcats, the Tigers. It was a cat fight last week. So you're probably going to see the Tigers again, just like they saw them twice last year. So,
did you see my hand? I was looking for the board to hit the laugh track.
And I'm laugh track.
This isn't podcasting equipment.
High tough snap.
Oh no. Jasper's going to – did they get in?
No, they're down on about the 5. Man. Harrison doesn't really know what to – they've had a lot of trouble snapping, the long snapper trying to get that ball to the punter tonight.
And, the punter for Harrison, Jay Sutton, young man's trying everything he can here.
Yeah, he's done his best, but it's early in the year, so Harrison's
long
going to –
snaps, and Jasper just gets a jump on these punts. And
yeah, and Jasper going to take over inside the 10. I believe that's spotted maybe right on the 5 or just outside the 5. I believe we have a new quarterback in the game.
Man, did you see Harrison throw him?
That was a good defensive stop.
That was a very good defensive stop by Harrison.
So I believe Jasper has brought in a different quarterback, with the score being what it is. Again, very difficult to tell. And we're almost midway through the third quarter, just like
already.
that. Yeah, and that's realistically this next, with the way it works, you're almost just going in real time because the clock just doesn't stop. So Harrison is going to call a timeout. That will stop the clock, and we'll go ahead and take the timeout with them here on 18 WJTS. And welcome back to Romaine Stadium in Evansville at Harrison High School. 6 minutes and 14 seconds to go in the third quarter. Jasper has a firm hold on this game at 39-0 with a running clock here in the second half. And Jared, the Wildcats are again threatening. Second and goal.
Yes.
Ball's out.
Did they recover that in the end zone?
I think
from our vantage point, it's really hard to see.
I think Harrison got that, and I believe that's a touchback.
That would be a touchback if Harrison got it. Is that what's?
Yeah. I just saw the ball fly up in the air. Again, a very tough vantage point for us.
Correct me if I'm wrong. This has been an exciting game to watch. A lot of moving parts. That would be Jasper's first turnover of the game, wouldn't it?
Believe so. They played a very clean football game.
Hey, Coach Tony Lewis has got to be happy about that. I mean, you're up, and your team's managed to hold on to every possession so far. So
I think that's the first time Harrison has stopped Jasper. Jasper has scored every time.
Excellent analysis, Caleb. Bold strategy.
Bold strategy. Well, indeed, bold strategy, Harrison.
Inside joke.
Nevertheless, Harrison will take over. Clock continues to run.
I put it on Facebook. I had to do it.
Understandable. All right.
This Harrison team's a little bit scrappy here in the second half. I'm impressed.
Still showing some effort out there.
Yes, they are.
Again, they played two of the best teams in the SIAC in their first 2 weeks of the season, so they're looking forward to. This is an extremely tough conference. There's not really much of a break, but when they play teams that maybe are expected to have a bit of a down year, maybe Evansville Central.
Are we the only school in this conference that is not in the Evansville area?
Vincennes-Lincoln. Arch rival Vincennes-Lincoln. Casa was not technically in Evansville, but
Newburgh. Close.
Newburgh, yes.
Close. Geographically close.
So I'm not sure how familiar you are with the SIAC, but Jasper and Vincennes-Lincoln used to both compete in the Big 8 conference.
It was the Big 8, yes. I remember that.
Folded about. I believe that folded just before. It folded the year that COVID happened, so 2019 to 2020.
I was going to say about 4 years, so it's probably about.
It was 2019 to 2020 was the final year of the Big 8. It folded because Mount Carmel, there was a rule introduced in Illinois where they had to play a certain percentage of games against actual Illinois teams. Well, Mount Carmel was in the Big 8, playing almost their entire schedule against Indiana teams. And under the new rule, they wouldn't have qualified to play in the Illinois State Tournament. So they had to leave the conference immediately, so that left 6 teams in the conference total, which was Jasper, Vincennes-Lincoln, Washington, Boonville, Princeton, and Mount Vernon. I believe I got them all.
This right here is why you do play-by-play. Look at this excellent
What can
analysis.
I say? I appreciate it.
This is this man right here, hardest working man.
What can I say?
WJTS.
But to wrap the thought up, with only a few teams left in the conference, Jasper and Vincennes-Lincoln opted to head to the SIAC, and the final 4 teams folded into the Pocket Athletic Conference. So
the PAC.
The PAC, which has your Forest Park Rangers in it. Yeah, so
who are playing tonight?
Perry Central.
Perry Central, I do believe.
See if I can get you a score update on that.
Look at that, broadcasting all the DuBois County news right there on WJTS.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and pull up some scores here, though. They will be out of date when they
Harrison takes the snap, hands it off, and they're going to be wrapped up behind the line. Looks like a loss. How much? Well, it couldn't have been but a couple of yard loss there.
Yeah, it's a
3 yards, maybe a little more.
It's going to bring up fourth down, though.
It should be fourth down.
Yeah. So, yeah, they're going to punt. 39-0. We're almost to the end of the third quarter. It's crazy how fast it goes.
What is, of course, the other school in Du Bois County, as we mentioned earlier, Southridge will be playing tomorrow.
Which for our viewers listening, or watching on Saturday morning, that would be today. Of course, we are talking in Friday night's terms, but their game was moved to Saturday, as were a lot of games due to the heat today. But Forest Park and Jasper continued on.
Albeit with a later start date.
Yes. This game was initially supposed to start at 7:30 Eastern and 6:30 Central, was then pushed back to 8:30 Eastern and 7:30 Central. And then when we got here, they pushed it back another 15 minutes to finally an 8:45 Eastern time start. So
it's going to be very late when I get back to Birdseye tonight.
it is 9:24 Central, so 10:24 Eastern. So I would project you might be home by 1 a.m. What do you
Probably.
think? That would be
There's food down here in Evansville,
once you hit the drive-through.
That's right. Going to hit a drive-through somewhere.
It's a must. And they will get the punt away. It might have been deflected at the line. It's going to take
Unfortunately, was not, well.
That took a nice little Harrison bounce, though, so they will,
So 50 seconds and change as the clock is not stopping. Jasper up again, as we've been mentioning, 39-0.
They may not be able to run a play here.
So obviously, there's nothing more you can do. So what's your takeaways here so far? As when the game wraps up next quarter, if you're both Coach Tony Lewis for the Jasper Wildcats or Coach Mo Sutton for the Harrison Warriors, what is your takeaway once you get in that locker room?
For Jasper, you saw exactly what you wanted. You saw, you won both lines of scrimmage. And that's what they aim to do with how they play. So, we'll kind of keep touching on that, but it's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter. So we'll take a quick break for our sponsors here on 18 WJTS. A big thank you to them. And we'll be right back for the fourth quarter. Jasper 39, Harrison nothing. Right after this.
And welcome back to Jasper Wildcats football here on WJTS TV 18. Jared Atkins alongside Caleb Knepp. As we start the fourth quarter, the Wildcats up 39-0, and Jasper has possession of the football at about, what are we looking at, Caleb, about the 45 here?
Yeah, so that'll be the Jasper 45. So to kind of pick back up, don't want to overstep my welcome here. You're going to take over the play-by-play duties for a moment.
We'll see how we do. Jasper. Oh, man, did Jasper get rocked there.
What a hit. But to kind of finish my point there, Jasper, you've seen everything you wanted to. Wrights beat this team 45-0. You're currently up 39-0. So, you're right there with them as far as at least where this early season score differential. So that gives you confidence going into that, matchup. But if you're Harrison, you're just kind of coming out of this game. A lot to learn from it. You're playing a tough team. It's as simple as that.
I think you were very accurate earlier this evening when you said if you are Harrison, you are in a rebuild mode here.
And, that's to what degree, I'm not for sure. Like I said, they played two of the toughest teams that they will probably play on their schedule. Jasper coming off a 6-3 regular season last year, and they went undefeated in the regular season the year before bowing out very early in the tournament both years. But this is a strong program, and most likely going to be at the top of the conference. I believe they finished tied for second in the conference with Memorial last year at 6-3. So
37 here.
So no, you're good. So this is going to be, oh boy,
Jasper. Look at this. Harrison's showing some spunk here. They're pushing back against that Jasper Wildcats offense. Ball was, prior to the snap, ball was spotted on about midfield. Looked like about the 48.
Looks like, yeah. So fourth down for Jasper.
Fourth down for Jasper. Of course, clock continuing to run. This game is,
yeah,
it's over.
Yeah, unfortunately for us, we have 10 minutes of football that probably won't show a whole lot of
But it's coverage. It's football season,
Absolutely.
baby. It's high school football season.
with the
Gets the
penalty.
snap. Nice punt. Good hang time there. Calls for the fair catch. Looks like it's going to be about the 20, maybe 21. I couldn't tell.
Yeah, but they're going to mark it about the 22. Let's look at a couple other scores here in the area. So your Forest Park Rangers in the fourth quarter lead Perry Central 20-12. So go Rangers.
Go Rangers.
For you.
Hey, we're Du Bois County. We support all
Absolutely.
Du Bois County, so go Rangers.
Absolutely. So the aforementioned Memorial Tigers, who the Wildcats saw last week, are up 10-0 at the half on the Evansville North Huskies. So again,
where are they playing at? Over just across town over at
I believe it's at
Stadium.
No, I believe they're playing at Enloe. I believe. Let me.
You were new to the Evansville area, right?
I grew up in Washington, so.
Have you ever seen the football stadium at North?
Yes, it's very big.
It's huge.
It's not quite as cool as the Wrights Bowl.
The Wrights Bowl, I love that.
But it is quite the place. Speaking of Wrights,
how's Wrights looking?
14-0 on the arch rival Vincent's Lincoln Alice's at the half. And that one is at the Wrights Bowl. Castle all over Mater Dei, 35-0. So maybe not quite what we expected in the SIAC.
We might have an injury on the field here for Harrison. We have a player down.
And you really, really hate to see that in a game like this. Hopefully just a
He
cramp.
looked like he was, I don't know, he was holding his leg. Let's see what's going on here. I believe that is number, is that
number 10? That's
number 10?
Deshaundre Brown, I believe.
That's Deshaundre Brown, the quarterback. Yeah, he took a snap, scrambled to the outside there, what it looked like.
So yeah, you really hate to see injuries, especially in a game.
No, he's hobbling off the field right here in front. Look at him. He's about to go down again. There he is.
So hopefully nothing major for him going forward.
So who comes in at quarterback now? Do you put
Probably
Knapp back in?
Probably Knapp, but maybe you go for a younger
Your
option.
only other option would be, what is that, Bavone? Potentially.
Yes.
At this point in the game, I would,
It probably doesn't matter at this point, but you could go with a younger player here and give him some reps.
I don't see Bavone on the field. Do you?
I believe that's Knapp in there at quarterback. Yes, yeah, so number 18.
What a story, though, this game. A story of two completely different football teams.
And, sorry, I'm getting voice is starting to go away.
Getting choked up thinking about this. This might be your last broadcast with me.
Yeah, unfortunately. But, hey, our first and it's definitely our best broadcast together.
That's we will miss your wit.
It also might be our worst.
we will miss your wit, Caleb.
My somewhat quick wit.
As most of you WJTS listeners should know, Caleb is moving on to bigger and better things.
And, it's sad in some ways and exciting in others, but it's definitely going to be different. And, I wish you guys the best of success going forward in the future. So
I will still be with DC Broadcasting. Probably won't be calling Wildcat football games anymore. I don't know how this went tonight. But
you're doing just fine.
First night jitters.
It's definitely an adjustment period.
It is.
But you're a natural in front of the microphone, so.
The station's been getting rave reviews about me. I was told that today.
Oh.
Yes.
I didn't hear about this.
This was after you left. Miss Charlene came and told me.
Somebody call in.
Oh, yes. Very, very. 3 people today.
Oh, that's what you like to hear.
That's right.
That is exactly what you like to hear.
It was a very nicely thrown pass there.
Yeah, Harrison's going to move the chains.
Unfortunately, it's a little too late, but.
Yeah, unlikely.
I never got to play high school football.
Me either, but I chose not to.
My parents graduated in '86. Forest Park said they'd have a team in '87. I graduated in '06. Forest Park got their team in '07.
That's really tough.
So
you would have been a nice
right
or left guard.
I would have been on the offensive line. I would have just been smashing.
You would have been paving the way to the end zone for your running back.
Old school, hard-nosed, just, yep.
I opted to play tennis in high school. Definitely more of my calling.
Nice. Look at this. You know, one thing I'm noticing, these high school players, they are not afraid to get in there and tackle. Look at that.
Oh, yeah, especially
both teams, they're not afraid to get in there and get their hands dirty.
Well, you know, these Jasper youngsters that are getting in the game now, they're just excited to be out.
Oh yeah,
there.
their emotions are running high.
Getting that first taste of varsity experience, and
I'm looking for a number, Jasper Wildcat number, and I bet you know what number I'm looking for.
Is that 19 on the tackle on that one? Alec Ware?
It looks like it. I'm also looking for number 52. Is he on the field? Jasper Wildcat number 52. He is quite a hoss, as they call it.
Oh, yeah. We wouldn't know his father. It's going to be a flag in the secondary here. I'm really paying attention.
That was a flag. Where did the –
Came in the secondary. Probably going to be a defensive holding.
Defensive holding, probably. Yes, as we were referencing, number 52 of the Jasper Wildcats, since we're essentially in cleanup time here, we wouldn't by chance to know this young man's father, would we?
No, I don't think so. We also wouldn't happen to know number 84, Mitchell Leinenbach.
Oh, our young intern.
So a couple shout-outs.
Shout-outs to Tyson Hunter, son of morning DJ for WBDC and program director. Ty Hunter. That's right. Ty Hunter has a son playing high school football. Don't you listeners, don't we all feel a little old now?
I mean, I don't really feel that old.
I turned 36 this month. I've been out of high school 17 years.
I'll probably sleep, I'll wake up tomorrow and I'll be right there too. That's usually how it goes, right?
That's right. I think the biggest thing though here, football. This is a sport where this is character building.
Absolutely.
A tough loss like this for Harrison and a great win like this for Jasper. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's building character for these young men.
And they'll carry that into their lives post football.
Yes.
And that's what these young men need. All right, at midfield here, on that beautiful red circle.
Caleb, I got a point with this. If you'll allow me this.
Oh, absolutely.
You ever heard of a man by the name of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson?
Yes.
Probably the most famous, one of the top 5 most famous people on earth. Former professional wrestler, which I'm a pro wrestling nerd. But before that, he was a high school football player. He was a collegiate football player. Played for my favorite collegiate football team, the Miami Hurricanes.
Oh yes.
He said you can always trust a man by the way you view his character and his conduct on the football field.
Exactly.
So
how you carry yourself, that's
after how you carry yourself after suffering a blowout loss or inflicting a blowout loss says a lot about
humble with the win, and not
upset. After
you're going to be upset,
not
but
taking it to an extreme. Is
yeah,
what I'm saying.
Like
these young men now. They're different than they were in the first half, where they were very fiery.
And they were still in the game, so I understand some fieriness. What a catch.
That was a very nice little strike right there.
I don't know if I'd quite call that a moss, but, I mean, that was a contested catch right there.
Was that Nep?
That was Knapp on the throw,
Nap.
yes.
Excuse me, I said Nep.
Not my brother, but
Nap.
Change one letter. And
I was thinking about you, bro.
I don't know if I would have been able to even get that ball that far down the field. I definitely would be a little bit shorter than those guys.
I can't throw football anymore.
I can maybe throw 130 yards.
That's about what I can do. I got too old and too fat, man. Out of shape, I guess.
Maybe that'll be our next WJTS news feature. How far can we throw a football? Knapp's gonna. Had the man wide open. Overthrow him though.
Across the tip of his fingers. So as time runs down here, we got about 2 minutes left to go. I don't think. I don't really think nothing.
We got a Harrison player down on the field. Definitely looks like a cramp on this one.
Well, with these extreme heat that Southern Indiana and Du Bois County and everywhere surrounding has been under these last 5 or 6 days, it's understandable.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing. I wonder how these practices went this week at these high schools.
I think I've seen some practicing before school. I've seen some practicing about this time of the day. Really, those are your only 2 options. I think I believe Jasper was practicing before school, actually, if I believe. Kurt Goosell had the feature with Tony Lewis in the middle of the week, and they were getting that AM practice in, and that's part of it. I think it was Gibson Southern was practicing in the PM when it was dark out. Nevertheless, definitely an adjustment for kids these ages, to be practicing at probably 5:30, 6 a.m. versus normally after school or at probably 8 to 9 p.m.
Right.
Times when I'd be in bed. Well, I tell you what, we'll go ahead and take a quick little break here. Hear a word from our sponsors here on WJTS for this injury. It's currently Jasper 39-0, 1:51 to go in the fourth quarter on 18 WJTS. And welcome back to Jasper Wildcat football here on WJTS channel 18. A minute 51 to go. It's Jasper 39, Evansville Harrison 0 in SIAC action. Week 2 of the high school football season. And the Wildcats are nearing a shutout win unless Harrison has some late game heroics to put a score up. But unlikely with this running clock. Minute 40 to go now.
Now, this will put Jasper up 1-1 on the season with arguably probably what's going to be one of their toughest opponents, if not the toughest, coming into the season next week with Wrights at home.
Yes, and we'll have that coverage for you next Saturday here on 18 WJTS. The game is again Friday night at the moment, unless we have another crazy heat wave and they opt to play that game on Saturday or maybe some other.
Well, I mean, I know the guy that was reading the forecast. It might not be too bad.
Anyway, that's
God willing.
I think that guy he's a pretty darn good weatherman. And a news guy.
Well, I don't know about play-by-play. He's getting his feet wet
He's
tonight.
definitely doing all right, that's for sure. But regardless, some nice weather in store for next week. Jasper opening up at home next week.
That will be a highly attended game.
Yes, I really can't wait to see that one. You're probably looking at two of the best teams.
What do you guys so I'm a member of, DC Broadcasting now and everything that entails, but Forest Park calls theirs the Ranger Nation. What is the Wildcat? Does the Wildcats have a thing? Is it Wildcat Nation? Do you guys have Do you guys have something there?
Don't know if they really have a specific name.
How about we just say the Wildcat faithful will be out in full force for that game?
The fans will be in full effect. I don't think Harrison's going to run another play here.
10 seconds.
Yeah, 10 seconds to go. So, and that's going to wrap up tonight's action here. As Jasper is going to, get their first win of the season with a commanding 39-0 win on the road.
I'd like to say though, for a conference opponent, Harrison here, these young men didn't quit. They certainly didn't give up. It's tough. They suffered a heartbreaking loss, but Coach Mo Sutton's got nothing to be upset about. I mean,
and it's a long season.
It is a very long season.
But
you're 2 games into a 2 or 3 month high school season here. It's not over yet.
But for Jasper, a big confidence booster here.
Absolutely.
Going into next week.
And you're going to need that when you take on a team like Wrights.
Yeah, so I can't wait to see what happens in that one. Going to be one of the premier matchups in the area. Of course, Wrights was undefeated last season. Lost in sectionals to, I believe, Boonville. I believe Boonville shocked them in the semifinals maybe.
I think you and I talked about that at work earlier this week.
Yeah,
I think that's exactly what happened.
So, they're going to be hungry, to prove that they're not just a regular season team. They're here for the tournament. They're here. They're not playing around anymore. Of course, Memorial won the sectional last year, as they tend to always do. So we'll see what happens with that going forward. Memorial was up on North the last time I checked, so we know they're very tough. One of the best offensive attacks through the air I've seen in a long time at the high school level. So
I don't know how much of a post wrap-up we're going to do here, but I will say this. The story of this game for me is that Jasper dominated on both sides of the ball. Holsworth just looked phenomenal running the ball. He was set up with so many good blocks by an offensive line. But Jasper just all around every facet of this game, getting the control of the offensive line. the defensive line, the special team, the
Especially
touchdown
special
on the
teams,
special
yeah.
teams recovery, just they flawlessly executed tonight. One turnover, and I hate to say the term cleanup time, but that's what they say in the NFL. One fumble in cleanup time. It is what it is, but they just executed every facet of the game that they could have. Coach Tony Lewis got to be thrilled with his team.
It absolutely, especially with the amount of pre-snap penalties last week. They almost completely cleaned that up. I think I don't remember really. Maybe there was a false start in there. It was a long game, so
I don't. It looked good. Very
but
few.
when you dominate all three aspects of the game, offense, defense, special teams, you go home happy. Simple as that. And you needed some confidence going into the battle next week with the Rights Panthers because that's the class of the conference most likely. Them and Memorial at this point are probably going to be the two teams you've got to look out for. Evansville North, Castle, probably Mater Dei. Mater Dei was not. They were getting kind of bad by Mater Dei, but they're always formidable. I believe it's 2A state champions last year. So, with that being said, anything else you'd like to add? I think we would wrap things up.
I would just like to say I'm going to break the fourth wall here. It's been a pleasure getting to work with you. I'm gonna break the fourth wall. Of course, you helped me behind the scenes at DC Broadcasting with WBDC. You helped me here with WJTS, and I know WJTS's own Caitlin Nykum got to say goodbye to you on the Inform set that our last Inform we recorded. I wasn't there to see that. I was busy recording the news, so I would just like to wish you well in your future endeavors. You're going to do big things down here in this big Evansville market, and congratulations, man.
I really do appreciate it. I tell you what, it means a lot because, everybody here has treated me so well throughout the time, and it's been a pleasure getting to teach you the ropes as you come in, and I really hope to see you guys doing well. WJTS taught me everything, and I'm glad to give back a little bit on my way out. So.
I was going to steal the thunder and close out the show, but I think with it being your last time, I think we'd all like to hear you sign off for us. So.
Well, I'll take it away. I'll do my best. I'll try not to stumble through it for a final time. But signing things off for a final time here on 18 WJTS with Jared Atkins, my color commentator. I'm Caleb Knepp. So long and good night.